Some breaking news tonight. 14 new lawsuits dropped today, stemming from the October 1st mass shooting in Las Vegas. It's now been 6 weeks since killer Stephen Paddock opened fire from that 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel, of course, unleashing hell on a crowd enjoying a country music festival, killing 58. And the lawsuits claim that concert organizers, the hotel, and the manufacturers of the bump stock gun accessory all share blame for the incident. But there remain unanswered questions. What was the killer's motive? Why does the police timeline of the incident keep changing? Why were explosives in Paddock's car? And what was on the hard drive now missing from a computer found in Paddock's hotel room? And we're just getting started with the question. Joining us now for reaction is Mark Furman, a former LAPD detective, and in Las Vegas, Randy Sutton, former lieutenant in the Vegas Police Department. Great to see both of you. Let's start with you, Randy. First of all, I had a curious thought. Is there anything to the fact that the investigation task force designation has changed? It started as in the homicide task force, and now it's in a different task force related to an officer discharging his weapon. What's that all about?
This is a little bit odd. The homicide detail of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department is the detail that would normally handle all homicides of any stripe. And they were, of course, initially assigned to this, just as they would normally be. If you look at this whole picture, we have a murder-suicide. It was a mass murder. They would be the normal investigative team that would do this. They have the experience, they have the know-how, they have the technology. But for some reason, allegedly there was an accidental discharge when the advance team, when the initial entry team went into the hotel room. And that is any type of use of force by law enforcement officers is handled by what's called the FIT team, the Force Investigative Team. Yeah. And this is a small unit that handles officer-involved shootings and major uses of force. For some reason, and I got to tell you, it's inexplicable to me and to the members of the homicide detail who are literally up in arms over it. The main thrust of the investigation was taken away from homicide.
So it seems like it's diminishing. Is it wrong to say, and Mark, you can chime in, it seems like it's almost taking the investigation down to a less important task force? Or am I misreading this? I don't want to state anything that's incorrect. But as an outsider, it seems curious, Mark.
I think you're correct. I think you're correct, Laura, and I think you're correct because the homicide investigators that were on the scene, and it's unfortunate that we haven't been able to hear from them in 6 weeks because they actually do this every single day. The sheriff, the FBI, assistant directors, ATF, they do not do these homicide investigations, and they weren't in the scene. So I would be up in arms if I was one of these homicide detectives also. This is their case. They should follow it all the way through. And if need be, investigate an accidental discharge, which would be really rather simple.
Here's a question I have. Where is the video of Stephen Paddock checking in on that VIP status he got at the hotel? If he brought in 15 bags over a period of time, 14 bags, doesn't anyone want to see that video? I want to see the video. I want to see him checking in, how they treated him. I want to know where that missing hard drive went. How does a hard drive jump out of a car? He shot himself, in the room. He shot himself in the room, but the hard drive disappeared at some point, I guess, after he shot himself. Who leaked the photos of the crime scene? And why were they leaked? When he fell backward, the tripod that he was shooting from, Mark, fell on his shin. That's kind of an odd, if you're shot, why does he falls back and it falls on his shin? Just some odd stuff. I'm sorry, but I'm always putting my sleuth hat on. Maybe I'm just a frustrated former detective. That's what I should have been. But where are these videos? I want to see the video. Is there an attempt for the hotel? Hotels need this business. And I like the Mandalay Bay. I always have. Well, they need this business.
Laura, I think in this case, there was a lot going on rather quickly. And there was a lot of people that had already been in the crime scene, even though the suspect was dead. There was a lot of people in the crime scene before the detectives were able to actually get there. So there was probably a lot of things that were actually moved, accidentally or otherwise. There could have been things gone through, looked at, picked up. This is a kind of a semi-contamination of a scene.
Yeah.
But it's understandable under the conditions. But a hard drive going missing, that's a little odd. But sometimes when you have too many people, evidence is misplaced, lost.
No, I don't think that evidence was misplaced in this set of circumstances. I believe that this individual, Paddock, who is I consider him the boogeyman because he doesn't make any sense as far as fitting any profiles. He literally came out of nowhere, did this incredibly heinous crime, and it appears to me that he created a set of circumstances where this would be in deep question forever.
Yeah, but Randy, but this is why we need the security guard to speak beyond the Ellen show. We need to have everybody. Everything has to come out here. It's biggest shooting in U.S. history. And we have all these unanswered questions. I mean, I know it takes time, but come on.
I'm in complete agreement with you. I believe that there is information that needs to be given to the American public who is watching this.
Who took that hard drive? Who took the hard drive? I find this whole thing to be it's just disturbing. If that's how they investigate a crime scene like this, that's disturbing. And I want to see the video of him checking in. I just want to see it all. We're almost out of time. Mark, really quickly.
Laura, when you look at the scene, I think the suspect, what he was attempting to do and what was in the crime scene does not match. There is an exaggeration by the suspect, and in his death, quite possibly he left his calling card.
Yeah, I appreciate it, both of you. Thank you so much. An important